Alright, man. Oh, we live. Oh, we good, my feet. It's you. Hey, yo. It's the Come Alive show. On the Midweek 10 show. Brought to you by Come Alive Samo. Brought to you by the niggas at Prismo Dika. Brought to you by my nigga on the side. My partner in crime, Kallo. And today, it's a special one, man. We have our first female of the show. Let's go. I mean, the nigga energy was too much for me personally. I'm tired of talking to the niggas.
It's too much. It's too much.
Aye. So siyabonga, Kallo is in the studio with us today. Let's give her a hand also. Kallo is a singer, vocalist, soulful.
Kallo.
My bad.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, but I'm here to learn about you anyway. So just tell me briefly about yourself, about your music.
Okay, my name is Kallo. Singer-songwriter, born and bred in Joburg.
Yeah.
I just love music, hey? I always say to people that I feel like music chose me. I didn't choose music because it's just always been in my life.
Okay.
You know.
Now give me an example. What makes you think that?
Because I've been singing since I was very, very young.
Yeah.
And because of the music that was around me, the music that my mom was listening to, my grandmother and my uncles, I was like a sponge. I would just absorb all of that music. And I'd be singing Mariah Carey songs like as a 4-year-old and like killing it, you know?
Yeah, so...
And people didn't understand what was happening, you know? So I think...
From a musically inclined family.
Yes, and my uncle's a musician as well, jazz percussionist.
Yeah.
My grandmother used to sing, but she never really like made a career out of it. So I just think it's something that we just do in our family. So it's really cool.
So when did you decide, okay, now I want to be a singer, I want to pursue this thing?
I think for me, it was very late in high school because, you know, I used to sing when I was younger in primary school. Like I joined the choir, so I've just always been listening to music. I went to learn instruments, piano at some point. Just it's something that I just used to do because it felt good, you know, and it was always around. So when I matriculated, I went through a bit of a phase where I just didn't know what I was going to do with my life. I wasn't so sure.
Like everyone else.
You know. Everyone's pulling me from every direction, telling me I should be a lawyer, telling me I should be a microbiologist. At some point I wanted to be a microbiologist. Because I mean, I'm interested in those things, but music has just always been like at the top. It's something that comes naturally. It's something that I enjoy. It's part of my everyday life, you know. So I just took a gap year after I matriculated and I was like, let me just do this music thing, you know. I kind of dived into the music scene of SA, started going to open mics at Kitchener's, you know. If my friends had events, I'd just perform. I just dived in. I was like, let me just do it, you know. Every single platform that was available for me to perform at, I performed at. And that's just how it started. And then after my gap year, I matriculated in 2014. 2015, I took the gap year. 2016, I decided to go to a music college. Campus of Performing Arts. I studied vocals for a year. And then while I was in the school, I realized that my heart is in the music business because there was a class that we did that was music business. And then the second year, I decided to just do music business full on. But I couldn't finish my music business degree because of financial issues. So yeah, I just kind of kept on pushing, you know. I think it was my second year when I was doing music business when I went to Idols. I entered Idols. Yeah, I entered Idols 2017. I got four yeses, a golden ticket. Top 48.
You got a golden ticket right on my show. Wow, dog. You play? Bro, we big time. What's up? Niggas keep sleeping. You know we out here, dog.
everywhere.
Fuck. Okay. And that experience, how was it for you? Like, because a lot of like I'll tell you like what I think about idols personally. Like, I feel like a lot of time the talent doesn't get showcased because it's all the other pieces that they also want. They want you to be the star. So what was your experience with that?
Yeah, I mean, Idols is I think a lot of people don't understand that it's a competition for pop music, basically popular music. So they're looking for pop singers. You need to be able to, whether it's Afro pop, just variations of pop, because they're trying to create a superstar. Not every musician wants to be a superstar or wants to, break into the industry like that.
Right.
I just did it because people had been telling me I should do it since I was 16.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm out of school now, been in music school for a bit, let me just go and see.
Yeah.
And it was very eye-opening for me. I mean, when I got the golden tickets and I went there, I felt like, that was my time, I'm gonna blow up, because I was aiming for top 16.
Yes.
And it doesn't really happen that way, I'm not necessarily perfect, my weaknesses showed and I fell off. But it taught me to pick myself up. Like, if that didn't happen to me, I wouldn't have had the courage and the guts to say, let me just record my own EP. Let me just record my own music and just try to push now, like in the industry as Kallo, and build a brand as Kallo, without, being on Idols or being at the top 16 or whatever, So that's how I kind of took it and continued on, and here I am now with an
I
EP.
would say with Idols, it's the ones that don't make it to the finals that
Weird.
always on all competitions.
Which just tells you the whole show.
In all honesty.
And its irrelevance in culture right now.
It's nice for your average TV watcher.
It's,
I mean,
I think it makes great TV, but at the same time, you are compromising people's talent. Like, there's a lot of artists that like don't make it back, like Ukalo. Like, they don't come back from that slump. After they go to that competition, it kills
They feel discouraged. Yeah, they feel discouraged.
I don't want to do it anymore,
Yeah, and I never went in with the mindset of I wanted that competition to validate me, I mean, obviously I'm human. It wasn't easy for me to accept that, I fell off and I didn't get to where I wanted to get to. But I never relied on it to validate me. I looked at it as an opportunity to put myself out there for people to see me, to see, who I am, to see that I can sing, and just kind of build more relationships and network with more people,
Okay.
Yeah.
So how far did you go in the competition?
Top 48.
For real?
Top 48.
That's crazy.
And for me, that was okay because, I mean, how many people enter that competition? More than 80,000 people,
Yeah.
And when they say top 48, they basically saying 2017, I was part of the top 50 best singers, in SA. So that's enough for me. Like, that was enough for me at that time.
Yeah, nah.
So
my plan is ready, so this interview is gonna get interesting. I'm gonna go deeper now,
my fans don't know that I smoke weed, so they're gonna know today.
You know what? Let me roll you one specific. Roll you your own. Let me put mine to the side. Tell me about your songwriting, though, because I hear a lot of it is love, You can tell you're inspired by.
Yes, I mean, not necessarily them jolo, The irony, like with that, is that I'm not jolaring, and I wasn't jolaring when I wrote the project.
Yeah.
So for me, it's just people's experiences. Like, I'm such an observant person.
Yeah.
I'm very emotional. Well, I'm not very emotional, but like I can be. I'm very observant, and I think it's the artist in me, very curious. So I've always just watched people, and I'm inspired by people's stories. So that's how I wrote the project. And also, I'm very imaginative. So, I was able to imagine
yourself in those scenarios.
Yeah, I'm very empathetic. I'm able to put myself in other people's shoes. I'm able to imagine scenarios in my head. I think it's the story tell the storyteller in me. But recently, I just came back from a program called Bridge Fire.
Okay.
It's talent accelerator program. We worked with the likes of Zex Bantwini was there to do workshops for us. Shimza was there doing a workshop about, success and all of those things. And we had Msaki do a workshop about songwriting. And she spoke about how she's a song catcher, not just a songwriter, but a song catcher. So basically the concept of song catching is...
I'm trying to find out.
So basically, what she was saying that song catching's got to do, it's a very personal thing.
Okay.
It's got to do with yourself, what message you want to share.
Okay.
Via your experiences, the things that you've been through. Let's say maybe you go through a car accident or you lose a loved one.
Yeah.
How that changes your life. It's a unique story. It's unique to you. We're not all the same. Things are not always going to happen the same way in our lives. And I think it's a great place to start in terms of like creativity and songwriting, especially in a world where there's so many songwriters, there's so many, musicians. It's very important to come from a unique place.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
For you.
Authenticity.
Authenticity is very important. So she spoke about how she's a song catcher. I mean, if you don't catch something, if it doesn't click to you in your head, if it doesn't resonate with you, it's not going to resonate with, anyone else.
Yeah.
And that was interesting for me because for the longest time, I've always thought I was a songwriter. I've taken it so seriously, the theory of it, and, but it's been a feeling thing more than anything,
Yeah.
Some of the best songs that I've written are songs that I wrote when I was in the worst place in my life, But because I took that feeling, and sometimes it's a negative feeling, and I take it and I switch it, and it becomes something that is inspirational for someone else, It's not so much a theoretical thing, it's a very personal and spiritual thing as well. So I think for me, I'm that type of a songwriter. I write about like how I feel, what resonates with me, what I feel in my heart, if it makes sense for me, I think it'll make sense for someone else. Yeah. So that's always the type of perspective I like to take. If it doesn't stick with me, if it doesn't move me, it's not going to move other people.
It's not going to make sense.
It's not going to make
sense. What you can't feel, Exactly.
So yeah,
What's your star sign?
My star sign?
Yeah.
I'm a Libra. My birthday is actually coming up on the 12th of October.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay, happy birthday.
I mean, we're in it. It's a good way to start.
Exactly.
My birthday month, so.
Yeah, man. I don't know what to do with that information. I don't know why people ask that shit. Like, what's your star sign? I was just asking because someone who's a chakra high
is gonna want to know.
What's this girl's star sign?
I feel like I'm so connected to her. I used to be like that.
Yeah.
I used to rely on that, and I think it comes with like being young and whatever.
Yeah.
But right now, not so much, because we're different, You can't just base a person's personality on like such a small, how do I put it? Like,
Face value.
face value, or such a small like catalog to choose, measuring scale to choose from. Like, people's personalities are different, and you just don't rely on your star sign. It's your experiences where you grew up, your environment.
You know what I hate? I hate when people use that shit for their bullshit. Like, no, but I'm a Sagittarius, so I'm going to do this.
Oh yeah, they use it. They use it as an excuse to act, to be assholes and hurt people.
You tell me you're gonna blame it on the stars?
You're gonna blame it on the stars that you're an asshole? Really?
What the fuck? Anyways, right now, you have a project, the one that we're listening to right now.
Yes.
Yeah, man. This is fire. Like, I'm
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
So, how was that process? Who was involved? Who's the producers? Because I hear the beats also, the production is on point. Just tell me about that process.
The story of my EP was such a roller coaster ride,
Let's jump on it.
So first of all, I always tell people it took me so much time to, put this project together, because when I started, making music and stuff, I was making it in my friend's studio, bedroom studios and stuff. It was like for fun. But when I started making it seriously, I realized that I couldn't compromise on sound. The quality of the sound. Let me say it like that. So it took me a long time. I sat with myself because I'm a student. I don't have the money to go to a studio and pay I don't know how many grands to have proper studio time and mixing and mastering. Like when I went to school, I realized that all of those things, all of those things were important, and I needed to think about all of those things before I started recording. I didn't want to just record an EP in J or music in J. Yeah. That's just going to be for me and my friends. That doesn't have the potential to go far, to go or to do something big. So I sat for the longest time with my songs. I had written them, I had caught them, and they were in my phone just as VNs. Yeah. And I would just go to studios, and then I met a producer. We started working. I had a fallout with him a year and a half after we had started the project. I think we did 3 songs. Yeah. Because I was planning on doing 5 or 6 songs. Yeah. So we were like halfway through and things weren't working out. And it was a year and a half in. I was like, what's happening? I needed to release this project. And for me, it was a passion project. I needed to release this thing. I needed to have something to show. I was always a singer. I would go and sing at open mics. People knew me more or less.
A project.
But I didn't have anything to say. People be like, where can I get your music? And I'm like, I don't have music out yet. That would really bother me. So I decided, let me just record this project for the people that want to hear me, my people, If I go to a gig and I sing and they're like, where's your music? I'm like, okay, here, there you go. I gave you something, I gave you something you can be able to go and listen and enjoy, So it took me 3 years. A year and a half, I was like, I need to change. I met up with Big Dreams.
Yeah.
Big
Dreams. Who's Big Dreams?
Big Dreams is a producer. Okay. He also works for Zinto Marketing. It's a marketing company in Midrand. They do events and stuff, but he's mainly a producer and a director for his show called The Blow Up. He does it all, So I met up with Dreams. And he listened to the songs. I had recorded some of them. He listened to some of them. He was like, you're great. I want to work with you. We went to the studio. We recorded the EP in about 6 months. Finished it, wrapped it up, re-recorded, previous songs, just kind of worked on it. We were done with it in 6 months. And then, there's like a lot more admin and stuff like that in the background. Yeah. We had to come up with money for distribution, to be on DistroKid and all of those things. So it took us some time. A year later, we released it in March, earlier on this year in March. And yeah, it's just been a roller coaster, The people that I was working with before I met Dreams, yeah, man, like they wanted to sabotage me, but they couldn't.
Yeah, they couldn't. What they couldn't. Business.
You know what I think it is? I just think that, and Msaki spoke about this in one of the workshops. Yeah. She spoke about how the music industry is such a male-dominated space, and for a woman it's difficult, because, there's a lot of bad things that happen, there's a lot of guys can be inappropriate, and I think a lot of women deal with those types of issues.
I need you to speak on that, because I feel like that's the biggest problem female artists face. Because even
not just artists, dancers,
but like any female, like our country's set up in a messed up way, man. Because the thing is, all of these honeys, like even with you, sorry to call them honeys. Like even with us, I'm trying to approach a female artist for the show, I can tell that they also question my ulterior motives. Like, what? Maybe this guy's just trying to get me closer so he can make a move or something. No, like, if we holler at you, we holler at you because you watching this, if we hire you, we want to have you on the platform. We want you to share your talent with us. Everything else. It doesn't apply.
We are not involved in that.
Yeah,
we don't do that
we don't
here.
do that here. Disclaimer. Put it out.
It's funny you speak about that because I've got a friend that's a well-known choreographer in the industry. I'm sure you know her because she was in school with us.
Choreographer. Is it
From the hood.
from the hood?
But anyway.
Oh, Chanel.
Yeah.
Yes,
She
Chanel.
went through some shit with one of these photographers in the industry, a very well-known photographer, and to a point where she needed to let it out, and she put a whole lot of this shit on her stories. Like literally, and then you saw a whole lot of other females in the industry
Coming out.
Speaking up.
And then, you know, when I read these things, I always think, you know what, how many people are reading this and like, she's looking for clout.
You know what I mean?
You know, and it's hectic because these people are trying to make it. But then you have to face these type of things.
That's why I'm like, the industry is set up, like, the world is set up in a weird way.
It is.
Yeah.
It really is. Because there are women out there that are dope at what they do, that are professionals, you know? Like, we know what we're doing. Give us the space, you know. A message that I have for all of the guys that are in, you know, the music industry, give us space. If you know that you can help a woman, you know, get somewhere, or if you can give her a hand up, you know, do that. We need guys to be supporting our women in the industry. Protect us, support us.
So as far as like the RnB scene right now, like I know, really, right now it's your time.
Can I have the lighter, please? Sorry.
Nah, it's cool. Light your blind actually.
Yes.
In that space, because I can tell right now, the market needs that. You know, there's a lot of prominent guys. Elaine. Who else is out here in the female space? But there's a lot of them, you know. Who are you looking at right now and you're like, yo, I'd really like to get to that position and that place?
In South Africa.
In SA.
I really like what Shekana has done with her career. You know.
Shekana, how could I forget her?
Because she's one of those people that she's never really tried to change who she is to fit in or kind of make it in the industry. And we see the benefits of that now. You know, it took her a long time to, you know, get to where she needed to get to. She worked hard, you know, she put in the work. And now she's in a place where she's able to curate her own festivals, you know, like her own festival with women, with other women. Like, that's so inspiring. You know, people like her inspire me, and her from the States, you know, with her Lights On festival. Like, I want to see myself there, you know, being able to curate festivals and bring other women in the music industry, bring other women that, you know, in the entertainment industry. Let's come together, let's, you know, make stuff and show these guys what we're made of.
Okay.
You know?
Okay. So, just for the audience at home, Jay, when they want to see this, want to go listen to your music, what can you say to them, like, about the music that they're about to hear from you? What can they expect?
I think expect to go on a journey, you know, expect to be in your feels.
For real.
Expect to self-reflect, you know, but just enjoy, expect to enjoy and just enjoy. Have a good time, because it's good music. It's soft on the ear, you know. It's not hectic.
Plus it's a Sunday, so it just,
you know.
That's what I was gonna say about it. It's like it's Sunday music, you know, that old school music, mabe clean and lean.
Exactly, and that's how I grew up. It's so crazy that you mentioned that.
Yeah.
That's exactly how my Sundays used to be. We'd put music on, jam, you know, clean, Like,
I get the vibes.
just center ourselves, you know?
The beats, everything just takes you on a trip. A nostalgic trip.
Yeah.
Yes. Expect to be, put on a train of nostalgia. I don't know. Journey of nostalgia.
So what can we expect? Some more from you?
Well, like I said, I've just come back from this program with Bridgefire. I met up with so many amazing artists. They've given us an opportunity to use the Flame Studios at Constitutional Hill.
Oh, shit.
So, like, we're in. We have, places like Ditto behind us. So, I'm looking forward to, working with all of the mentors that I met.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'm in safe hands. And I honestly think that we are onto something, I think the project is so close to my heart because of where we're working. Constitutional Hill, we know Constitutional Hill is like a very...
Hey, you're gonna have a lot of struggle songs.
It's a very important place. No, it's a very important place for us, in South Africa. It's a place where we can learn about our history, and it's such a great thing for us to be able to be there years later, doing what we're doing there, when it used to be such a horrible place for our people, but now it can be a place of hope and a place of creation. So I'm really excited about that. So follow Bridgefire on social media. I'm working with them. And also, I'm working on music. Expect music. Expect much more from me. Not just music, documentaries, Yeah, I don't want to say too much, but yeah.
It's true. I know. So, where do they reach you? If they want to go see what's going on, more details in the socials, where do they reach you?
On social media, my Instagram is Kallo, Kallo _music. And on Facebook, I am Kallo. Yeah.
Kallo.
And Kallo Music also on Twitter. So
yeah, man. Now I was just about to say thank you very much.
Thank you guys for having me.
Showing us love. We love your music also, so we're here to give you your flowers,
Thank you.
Yeah,
thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Very much. And come on, Same on Twitter, on Instagram, Same on TV, on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe. Do the things that make the people happy. Come on.
So who can we look forward to seeing? Who can you put us on? Another female artist.
Oh, okay. Another female artist.
Attainable artist.
Another female artist right now that you need to look out for is a girl called Kuchi Kola. She is...
Kuchi Kola.
Yes, Kuchi Kola.
Okay.
She
My mind
is...
is in the car.
Your mind is in the gutter. She's a vocalist, producer. She's amazing.
Yeah.
She is super amazing. She actually introduced me to the guy that I was working on the EP, Big Dreams.
Yeah.
And I didn't work with Big Dreams only. I worked with a producer called Rutash from the East. We worked with Lerato Mageta. He is a musician and actor as well. Who else did we work with on the project?
Yeah, bring us actors also. We want to talk to those guys. We want to talk to everyone.
Yeah, I'll definitely do that.
In the creative space.
I'll definitely do that. And you can also watch out for Trusted SLK. I don't know if you know her. She's a rapper from Cape Town. She won the Put Me On competition with Sports Scene last year. Yeah, she's one of the people like I'm looking at and I'm just like, girl, I see you. And she's good. Her music is good.
Yeah.
She raps in vernac as well. Like I love people that can incorporate their own languages in their music and still make it good quality. Because I feel like people think that if you're gonna sing in vernac or if you're gonna sing in your language, the quality is compromised. Let's not compromise on quality. Artists in Africa, that's why Afrobeat is huge because like Nigerian artists don't compromise on quality. The ones that are serious. Their music is great. Their visuals are great. So, yeah.
I feel
Thank you, guys.
I feel you. Nah, thank you. I guess you're going to take that plan as a doggy.
Yes, of course.
To go. I'm going to have that plan to go.
Yeah, Yeah.
I'm gonna have it to go.
Anyways, shout out to Prince Motigo Films, my nigga Chelo. Come alive, say more. We out.
Come alive, come alive.